following along at home, we are in a break between the actual ceremony, which starts at 4:15, we are told. So approximately 20 some odd minutes.
If I keep that O a little bit earlier, hold it with me until we move on the next part. Does that make sense? Yes. We're gonna run it one more time.
One more time, thank you.
I don't see you.
Thank you, that helps a lot.
Choir directors, can I see you for just a minute? Choir directors.
We do like a little interviews
I know. I see it. It's right here.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Literally, say hi to
Can't go. We paid the line.
Say hi to mom and dad.
All right.
Hi to mom and dad.
Hi.
2. You're part of this crazy cult. I don't like it. Say hi to mom and dad. We're live.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Which are the best?
Yeah? That's great.
Who wants to say hi to mom and dad?
Hi, Mom and Dad. Happy Hanukkah. First night. Huh? Oh, my goodness. Okay. So far, so awesome. Yeah. I know I'm gonna remember it the rest of my life. I'm sure these kids will too. I've had 2 favorite parts. Part number 1 was the clinic we had today on the Marine base. That was just, we were just so welcomed by the band, and the musicians there were just so welcoming to our kids, and it was nice to see everything come full circle as far as when these kids started in middle school to where they are today. That's number 1. Number 2 is when we all went to the beach together as a giant group and swam in the ocean. That was a pretty awesome moment.
What was the funniest things that you saw?
I'm relieving her.
on
On the beach, I would say there was a lot of funny ninja moves. There was some swimming learned for the first time. So. Oh yes, there was the dance line. Yeah. So can't go wrong with Hawaii.
Hi. Hi, Mom.
You want to say hi?
Hi. I'm supposed to be.
Okay, so what else was your favorite?
The tour. I've never been to Hawaii. This is my first time, so getting to take a look at what the entire island has to offer. I'm really excited about the events that we have coming up with the luau. That's gonna, maybe we'll see some of your moves there. So the kids have been working hard. They've been really respectful and always doing the right thing. It's just been a great time.
How would you say they have represented our community of Eagle Point?
The Eagle Point community has a lot to be proud of.
Awesome. Very cool. How about food?
Oh, food's been great. Lots of poke, ramen. That's been a culinary adventure as well.
And also, bagpipes. Let's keep it
I don't know who that is.
He's not paying attention. It's Greg.
Hey, you guys want to say hi to home?
No.
This live streaming to home. Too late. Too late.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Daddy. I'm too happy.
How about you, sir? How was your experience been?
My experience has been wonderful. Kids have been good. Trip has been pretty flawless so far.
How would you say they have represented our community?
I think the kids have done really well to represent Oregon and Eagle Point. I think that they've all been very well behaved, and musically they've been flawless. So I'm really, really proud of every single one of them.
Then there's Tony.
Yes. Unfortunately. No.
Most important question. Does Julian snore?
No. At least I don't hear him.
And then there's this guy.
You didn't ask me if Mr. Murakami snores.
Can we call you our official mascot for this trip?
Sounds great, yeah.
You are an inspiration to all of us. He's recently had some surgeries. He's out here kicking ass, kicking butt.
Kicking butt, yes, definitely.
Your son Nathan is around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Nathan. Dad. Nathan.
Maybe.
Dad. Nathan.
Maybe.
We just made like 300 people sick.
There you go. They're like,
How's this trip been for you?
It's been wonderful.
Yeah.
Been part of my bucket list I'm accomplishing, so I'm happy.
Great to have you. Sorry we couldn't have you today. But
It's
great
okay.
to
It's all right.
have you now with us. And then there's this
Oh,
guy.
yo.
Boys.
Nah.
That's my kid.
And this is his kid.
That's my bonus kid. How's the trip been for you guys?
It has been amazing.
Yeah,
Absolutely phenomenal.
everything's been amazing. Nice being here.
Weather's good?
Yes.
Yes.
But if you ever come, get some good Japanese food.
And don't bring sweatshirts.
And don't go to McDonald's.
And don't go to IHOP.
Yeah.
Okay, who else we got out here? Hey kids, you want to say hi to home? This is live.
Hi, Mom.
Hi guys.
Hi, family and all the mothers.
Are we drinking lots of water?
Yes, staying hydrated.
What are we playing today?
I love you, Dad and brother.
Music. Oh, God.
What specifically are we playing?
PBS.
Marching.
Yes. We're playing Trooper Salute and PPS and God Bless America for the mass band.
It's our marching band music.
Patriotic parade sequence.
PPS.
Gracias.
We're gonna go interview this kid. Your name is Trouble, if I'm correct.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Trouble by JC.
Yeah,
Which, by the way, is my audition.
I did not know that.
Every time you sing, how was your trip back?
It's been amazing. And also, hi Kayleen and Cadence.
You ready to play?
I am extremely ready to play. This is gonna be my third or fourth time. Yeah. With the Marines, at first I was extremely kind of scared, but they're really nice and they know how to play music. Yeah, go interview them.
They're kind of milling around. I bet we can interview them. Let's go do that. So the way Green recruited is well right now. Hanging out with our guys.
No idea. There could be like 0 people watching, but
I know my family's watching right now.
you want to say anything to them?
Hi guys, you better be listening to your grandma.
Oh.
Hey, look who's over there talking to the Marines. Our Marines. So, real quick, we've got these cool banners. Here's our banner. I think this is our parade banner, right? That's cool. Should be able to tell.
Sir,
Can I interview you?
me?
Yes.
I don't know if you want to interview me.
So you had the privilege, maybe, of enjoying some Eagle Point today. Tell us what that's about.
So we escorted them around the band hall facility at the Mark Beck Band Hall. Kind of gave them a little rundown of how we work and how we are organized. They asked some questions, and I think they had a really great time kind of learning about how the Marine Corps works and how the Mark Beck Band works as a whole. So, they did get some lessons, and then we had a full-on rehearsal with our OIC, Officer in Charge. They played Trooper Salute, and I think they benefited a lot from it. You know, they get to interact with the Marines and see how we play stuff and how to better improve themselves as musicians. So I am the drum major for the band. I'm out here to lead the ensemble on this parade that we're about to do.
Someone else on interview like this guy that worked with us today. Even like
Yes, I can grab somebody for you. Yeah.
I'd love to hear their point of view. Hey, Ryan. Come here.
You're gonna do an interview.
Oh.
I won't make you stare into the sun though. See, we're live, Ryan. Everyone knows Ryan.
Hello.
Back post.
Hey, how's it, everybody?
Our fearless leader. Hats off to you, my friend.
Oh,
Great
thank
job. And so tell us what you
Good
about your
afternoon.
experience with our Eagle Point kids today.
It was wonderful. My name's Corporal Richmond. I'm a flute player here in the Marshall Pack Band. We had a great sectional rehearsal with all the flute players. We went over some fundamentals of flute playing. We went over the piece. We got all of their questions about military music, and then we had a great rehearsal. It was a really fun day. There were, I think, 6 flute players, and then 3 of us from the Marine Band played there. Mr. Navarro. It was wonderful. I mean, he's an incredible musician. It was really nice to get to play side by side with the students. I think it helped them a lot. Hearing what our sound was like and getting to play with them, just hearing that much sound in the room. We're a small band, and you guys brought a mighty force to the rehearsal today.
So, I mean, I'm not biased. There's a lot of bands out there, but there's really only one that you like, right?
Oh, absolutely. I kept saying, where are our friends from Eagle Point? Where are they?
Right over there. Thank you very much for all you did today. Will do. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you.
Here's the rest of your friends. All of these wonderful folks got to hang out with you.
Hello. Hello, Eagle Point.
Hello, Eagle Point.
Eagle Point! Eagle Point! I mean, we are your favorite band out here, right?
Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Of course. On! All right, they're back to work.
That's awesome.
That is amazing. Today was so much fun on the Marine Corps base. The kids learned so much from them today. They soaked it all in. They did a wonderful time listening to everything and actually doing what they taught them to do. There were lots of smiles, very kind people. It was so much fun at the Marine base today. Definitely one of the highlights for sure.
Yes, and that performance is up on the Eagle Point SD9 Athletics YouTube page. So I just put that up earlier, so you can watch that performance. And I just want to say, because I was tucked in the corner doing the video stuff for that, what you don't see about that performance, what you don't see is there's like 2 hours in front of that where these fine folks were working with them in the sectionals. And then Navarro worked with them like a serious practice rehearsal. It wasn't just for show. It wasn't just to make the kids feel good. He was really trying to get the most out of them in a very, very short window of time. We kept hearing from him how he wished he had a week or 2 weeks with them. Anna, can I borrow you for a minute?
Yeah.
Because she's worked with these kids for so long. I was just explaining about what we didn't see in that one song that they played with the Marine Corps. We didn't see all the work that went into it and the improvement. You want to tell us more about that?
Well, full of small ensembles, and they gave amazing, impeccable, flawless demonstrations of their own instruments. They heard instruments they had never heard before. We heard a bass flute at one point. The Marines talked to them about doubling on different instruments. At one point, a person was holding a tuba, and the next group they were holding a flute, and it was pretty remarkable to see that whatever's asked of the group, they just came together and did. After the small ensembles, they separated into sectionals, so like the flute players from the Marine Band took our flute players and coached them on their flute music through the piece that they performed at the end. The trumpets went through the same thing, percussion went outside, and so we had this individual instruction from the individual sections of the Marines before we came together as a group.
Yeah, it was pretty. They played us some Christmas music, which was great. They
Ave
played
Maria was
Ave
definitely-
Maria.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
That was really, really good. I guess the ROTC group will get out of their way. Looks like we're about to perform again, so we'll go set up.
Yeah.
Great job.
Hey, great job. It's taken a whole team, all the chaperones, Julian. It's been great.
I just take pictures. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official opening ceremony of the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade is about to begin in T minus 3 minutes. However, well begun is half done. And to warm everybody up and to get things hopping, the sights and the sounds of our Memorial Parade begin with a performance like no other. That of the Kilgore College Rangerettes.
Either speak on one side of me or the other. Yeah, thank you.
Anything you want, Joy? You could have been the center of the team.
Tasting, tasting. We are back on live. And so therefore, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, again, I greet you and welcome you to Waikiki and to our 13th annual opening ceremony of this, the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade in honor of Pearl Harbor survivors and the greatest generation. Can you give them a warm round of applause, please? Woo! It's a beautiful day in Waikiki, and therefore you're in Hawaii Day, probably the greatest brand in the world. Welcome to Hawaii. On that note, I say aloha mai, aloha no kako, and aloha. Ah, you guys are hired. Why, you're the best audience money can't buy. Welcome, everybody. On that note, now that I've got your undivided attention, and I promise I'll give it back, please stand for the presentation of the colors and our national anthem performed by the Marine Forces Pacific Band under the direction of ceremonial conductor Sergeant Warren and Drum Major Gunnery Sergeant James Mathis. Mahalo. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for one of my favorite all-time songs, and probably yours too. Amazing Grace, performed by the Celtic Pipes of Hawaii. They are back. Welcome back. Celtic Pipes of Hawaii with Amazing Grace. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. Stand by. Mahalo. Just to let you know, these wonderful, youthful, talented people to my stage left, house right, are going to be doing God Bless America for us at the America the Beautiful, like I said, at the conclusion. You're going to remain standing the whole time? It's going to be a while, you know. Anyway, that will be our concluding act for today. Okay? Fantastic, fantastic. How's everybody doing out there? Woo! Here we go. So many reasons and people that made my day already, but I met two people that are heroes of mine in more ways than one, including being centenarians. Show of hands, how many centenarians we got out there? Yeah, 0. But we've got 2 fine Americans up here on stage, Mr. Chandler, Mr. Shaw, but we're going to tell you more about them later on. You're going to hear from them, so stand by. That's a little bit about them. I am Joseph Teipel. I am a Combine local of 58 years since I moved from Jersey, born in Ohio, and privileged to be the opening ceremony MC, the parade announcer for the 13th consecutive year. I'm also the proud son of a member of the Greatest Generation. My father, the dear departed Carl C. Teipel Jr., who was 101 in heavenly birthday days on November 27th, served on the USS Chicago to help conclude the war in Tokyo Bay, September 2nd, 1945. My mother helped war wounded in New York City in occupational therapy, and my grandmother drove ambulances in France in World War II, so I'm the proud son and member of the Greatest Generation as well. But anyway, I'm the CEO of Auction Action. But enough about me. What about you guys? You're in one of only 2 categories. I'm gonna do a voice shout-off contest here. You ready? Ready to go? Okay. Because after all, Dave, as you know, they say there's only 3 kinds of people in the world: those that can count and those that can't. You'll get that on the way home, Dave. But anyway, you're in one of 2 categories at least, right? You're either a visitor, a Malahini to Hawaii for the first time or whatever, you're visiting, not living here, or you're a Kama'aina who lives here. So I'm going to ask first, let me know if you're a Kama'aina local here. How many locals do we got here? And therefore, all the rest of you are visiting visitors. Malahini, let me hear from you. Holy smokes. Where are y'all from? Who's here from California? Come on. All 5 of you. I didn't ask for a show of hands. I'm listening for you. How about the great state of Ohio, my birth state? Jersey. Texas.
Florida. All three of you. And on three, all the rest of you, where are you from? It figures, Delaware. Yep. Oregon! All right. Anyway, on with the program, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome, by the way, to all the many tens of thousands watching and joining us online at pearlharborparade.org from here, there, and everywhere across America and the world. Again, I'm Joseph Teibel, and on behalf of Historic Programs and the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade Committee, we welcome you, each and every one of you, to the opening ceremony of the 2023 Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. This is the largest event commemorating the anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. This is an official event of the World War II 80th anniversary. Today, we remember and commemorate the events of the past by saluting those whose service and sacrifice preserved the freedom of a grateful nation. We are honored, ladies and gentlemen, to have representatives of the greatest generation who were here, that's right, 82 years ago to the day, in 1941, who personally witnessed the attack on Pearl Harbor. Others served in the Atlantic, others locations around the world in World War II. Our veterans of World War II are all great Americans. We thank each and every one of you. We love you. We remember you, your valor, your patriotism, your dedicated service. Before you, gentlemen, the reason you all served. Members of the rising generation, among those assembled, ladies and gentlemen, around you are school bands, yay, junior ROTC groups. You can make some noise when your group is called. Cheerleaders. Yeah, they're just mostly motion, you notice that? They're sure good at that. Talk about nonverbal communication. You guys take up the verbal part. It'll look pretty good too, though. Relax. Who else is with us here? Well, representing nearly 50 states from across America, bands, dancers, cheerleaders, the rest. They're here to express their gratitude by sharing their talent with you VIPs, the greatest generation. They work tirelessly to make the trip to Hawaii to see you, to honor you, and to help remind Americans of the great cost of freedom. So thank you. The Rosie's Riveters are here. Come on, ladies. Let's go. Woo! Well, if you like the program so far, you're going to love the parade. Here we go. We welcome all of you, therefore, today to participate in this historic parade. I'd like to thank all those who helped to make the event possible. They include, ladies and gentlemen, Hawaii Pearl Harbor Tours, Varsity Spirit, the Military Order of the Purple Hearts, the Marine Corps League, Semper Fi, do or die, right? The Navy League. No Navy fans out there? Where's the Semper Fi fans, the Marine fans? Come on. Go Army. Up and away. Air Force. Coast Guard. Space Force. Anyway, continuing. Thank you to the Navy League, like I said, our active duty military personnel, our city and county of Honolulu Mayor Rick Belangiardi doing a great job, the Young Marines, American Legion, and the team at Historic Programs. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, it gives me great pleasure, privilege, and it's an honor to introduce our perennial chairman, the man of the hour, the parade chairman and president of Historic Programs. And by the way, I'm going to be officially and publicly accusing him of having a weather angel. You heard me say I've lived here for 58 years, and this is a winter month of enormous rain probability, and how on earth you schedule a day with no rain every December 7th is just beyond me. If you want to come for the driest day of the year to Hawaii, just make it December 7th, right? Joel, congratulations. And by the way, I was supposed to say, at this time, I would like to invite each and every one of our young student representatives to please present a flower lei to each of the Purple Heart recipients and World War II veterans who are with us today. And if you're a Purple Heart member, we invite you to stand or wave your hand so we can recognize the students. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Welcome my friend and yours, the chairman, Joel Biggs. Welcome, Joel.
Thank you, Joe. I sure appreciate Joe. He is the voice of the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade, does a great job for us each year. I'm going to invite Vice President of the organization, Earl Hurry, has a special presentation he's going to make in a minute. But it's my honor to present the History Maker Medallion to our distinguished guests here today. This is something that we do at Historic Programs. By the way, I had a father who said, you better serve But if you don't serve, you better serve those who do serve. And that's why we're here today, is to take the opportunity to serve those who do and to support them and demonstrate our own gratitude for their service and sacrifice. Thank you for unifying today to do this. It means a lot to these great people. And I love the fact that not only do we have World War II veterans here, but we also have Rosies. The Rosies don't often get much credit. They're back working in the factories, making sure everything was provided, all those things necessary for a good veterans on the front line. And it's such a special thing to have them here with us. At this time, we'd like to present medallions to our World War II veterans as well as our Rosies. And we'd like for our Purple Heart veterans to stand, and we'll present you with a flower lei. The History Maker medallion on the back, it says, one who represents the spirit of America through selfless service and whose influence affects positive change in the world. Well, these individuals personify that. On the front of the medallion is an emblem of a statue reaching towards the sky, and it says, serve, honor, unify, educate, and inspire. That statue is the one erected at Normandy, at the Normandy American Cemetery at Omaha Beach. So with that, I'd like to invite a couple of individuals made the trip all the way to Tennessee, all the way from Tennessee to join us today. Miss Ultimate International Taylor Parson and Miss Teen Ultimate International Jenny Boardwine, if they join me in presenting these medallions. If you're a veteran, please stand. We'd love to give you a flower lei as well. So if you're in the audience, please stand or raise your hand. A round of applause for these veterans. While we're presenting these medals, Earl, would you come forward, please?
For those of us who live here and are veterans, there are many special people here in Hawaii that mean a lot to us veterans. But one of the greats we lost this year. Ron Hahn was the head of the Veterans Office here in Oahu of all the veterans on the islands, and we lost Ron this year, and we thought it would be very appropriate for us to present this medallion to Mrs. Hahn, to Terry Hahn, in honor of her husband Ron, Colonel Ron Hahn. If I could please have Terry please step forward. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you again. Back over to you, Joe.
Thank you, Mastery Gunnery Sergeant Earl Hurry and our Chairman Joel Biggs for that wonderful acknowledgement, recognition, and presentation, and our beauty queens helping us celebrate as well. You're going to be seeing all of us and all of them and much, much more out on King Kalakaua Avenue beginning at 6 o'clock for the official parade. But meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, your official grand opening ceremony for the Memorial Parade continues, and it is my privilege to introduce, therefore, our special guest speakers. Our first speaker comes to us from the National Young Marines Association. Young Marine of the Year is Cadet Sergeant Major Isabella Benson from Michigan. Who else is here from Michigan? Oh, she brought all her fans, huh? Well, she didn't. She got a lot of new friends, that's for sure. She's representing all of the young people who are with us today. Following her remarks, we will be pleased to hear from our Pearl Harbor Chorus and their performance of America the Beautiful. Did you hear the cheers? You have a whole big Michigan section there. Man, oh man, woman, it is your turn. We are all ears. Welcome to the podium. Welcome to Hawaii.
My name is Young Marine Sergeant Major Isabella Benson, and as you know, I come all the way from a little bit snowy, kind of rainy, cold Michigan. Gotta say, this weather is quite nice. But we're here today with all of these young Marines. If you look around you, there's young Marines all surrounding us. They are in the camouflage uniforms, all from little 8 years old all the way up to 18. These young Marines come from far and wide, and they are here today to honor and remember the events of Pearl Harbor. This event is one that should never be forgotten. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. That is why we are here. We are here with the youth of today and the leaders of tomorrow to ensure that this story will never, ever be forgotten, to ensure that this story can be passed on to their kids and to their kids following. And when they go back home, they can share with their family and their friends to make sure that the word from this event here today will not stop here. For those of you that do not know, the Young Marines program is a national nonprofit youth organization for young Marines or young individuals aged 8 to the graduation of high school. These young Marines are taught many, many different aspects of teamwork, leadership, discipline, and enforcing the lives of a healthy, drug-free lifestyle. And they enforce this outside of themselves. They force it in their communities and their families. To anybody that they meet, they pass this message of a healthy lifestyle. And today, I thank you all for gathering here, and I am honored to be with you all today. Thank you.
Mahalo, Isabella. And like I said, her special remarks are going to be followed by the mass choir performance, performing so beautifully a beautiful song, America the Beautiful. And this mass choir includes choirs from Choctaw High School Choir, Oklahoma, Waccamaw High School Choir, South Carolina, and from Virginia, it's the Tuscarora High School Choir, and from North Carolina, Carson High School Choir, and from Michigan, the Armada High School Choir. And rounding out the field of 8, Jamestown High School Choirs from North Dakota. From Danvers High School Choir, hailing from, I believe it's Massachusetts. All right. And finally, the Denver Christian High School Choir. Maestro, take it away, sir. We thank you. Pearl Harbor Mass Choir Chorus with America the Beautiful, preceded by, of course, again, Cadet Sergeant Major Isabella Benson. Thank you so much for your remarks, Isabella, and that outstanding performance indeed. I was just thinking of the question, I should probably take a poll. Is America the Beautiful, I mean, we know our national anthem, David, but is America the Beautiful our national hymn? Or is it My Country 'Tis of Thee? Which is it? Must be a music major would know that, wouldn't you? What's our national hymn? Yeah, all right. I'll expect a report on my desk Monday morning. Here we go. All right, not quite ready for prime time. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We got two, count them, two history maker VIP speakers, World War II veterans, Pearl Harbor survivors, Harry Chandler, followed by Ike Schaub. Our first speaker, Mr. Harry Chandler, is 102 years young. Proudly represents, as a Pearl Harbor survivor, the United States of America Navy. We're going to hear from his senior after that, but I'm going to just let you, Mr. Chandler, be seated right over there. I'm going to give you the microphone, and you can just stay seated right over there and share your remarks. Give a nice round of applause here for Mr. Chandler one more time. Welcome, sir. Right on. God bless you. Woo!
First of all, I want to tell you, I had 16 pages to read, but I lost them all. So therefore, I'm only going to say I want to thank you all for being here for us and for celebrating this wonderful day. Thank you ever so much.
Sure, go ahead. Give him a 5-minute standing ovation for the 5 minutes that he gave back to you. And a lifetime he gave to America. 102 great years. Woo! Harry Chandler, ladies and gentlemen, will be joining us on the parade tonight here in Waikiki for the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. God bless you. All right, you may be seated. Thank you so much. Certainly deserves that standing ovation. If for no other reason than the briefest VIP speech we've had in our entire 13 years. Shakespeare once wisely said that brevity is the soul of wit, so he's the wittiest guy, not just one of the seniors here today. But he is a junior to our next speaker. Imagine being a junior to this guy. Yes, our senior statesman is here with his son, Ike Schaub. Ike is 103 years young, so of course you're gonna have to look up to your senior there, Harry. Woo! Welcome, Ike. Aloha. His dear son, Carl, is here with us, ladies and gentlemen, and Carl and Ike are just gonna have, right in their seats with all of you, a little fireside chat. Is that all right? Thank you. Carl?
Thank you. How you doing, Dad? I'm doing fine, thank you, Carl. And welcome to everybody here. This is quite an event, and a real treat to be back where we were a long time ago, and glad that we still remember all that we have done and we're here for. Thank you.
So, why don't you tell people what you were in the Navy? What was your job?
Well, my job was a musician, believe it or not. He was a tuba player with the Navy in music organizations in the islands.
So what ship were you on? On the day of the attack, what ship were you on?
I was on the, I can't recall, Carl. I think it was the Dobbin.
That's correct. You are correct.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
So what were you preparing to do the morning of the attack as a Navy musician?
As a Navy musician, we were all preparing for the raising of the national anthem. the morning colors every day at 8 o'clock.
So you didn't make it to 8 o'clock, did you?
Nope, we never quite made it. Never quite made it.
What was your first feeling when you heard the bombs?
Gee whiz. It's amazing. You're afraid, you don't know what's happening. You get kind of confused about things until somebody that has better control of his wits takes charge and takes over and starts directing the activity.
So what were you directed to do after the attack started?
Well, after the attack started, I was personally directed to go to a naval ammunition magazine and pass ammunition.
And that's what you did?
Yeah, that's what I did. And then there's a lot of it. I think I weighed 125 pounds, and had the cases were 150 or something like that. But they were heavier than I was. But we went ahead and did it. Got pretty lucky.
You are pretty lucky. So I want to ask you about your brother Alan. He served on Oahu. What was his job?
Well, Alan was a radioman, and he was in radio, rescue, intelligence, everything you can imagine. But he was always first and foremost a radioman.
You were supposed to meet Alan that day, weren't you?
I was supposed to meet him, and he knew where I was. I knew where he was, but wasn't sure of how to get there. So he knew where I was, and I was just getting ready when the attack went on.
Do you remember how long after the attack you finally saw your brother?
No, I don't remember exactly, but I would take a lucky guess, maybe that it was a week.
That sounds about right. So today we went to the memorial, and you heard the speeches, and you saw the rendering of honors. What would you like the people here to remember about December 7th?
This session, this December, just to remember the good grace of the Lord above us that gave us this weather. It's a beautiful thing, and it's tough to do a service like this in the rain and that sort. So, good Lord willing, we're here, and God bless.
Thanks, Bob.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ike Schaub, as interviewed by his dear son Carl, who will be joining us in the parade with Ike's daughter, his sister Christine. And thank you again, Harry Chandler, joining us in the parade as well. What a night, what a night. Indeed, like he said there, but by the grace of God go we, with another beautiful day in Hawaii. And the program goes on with our fourth and final VIP special guest speaker tonight. Again, gentlemen, thank you for your inspiring words. It's now, ladies and gentlemen, my honor to introduce our concluding speaker, who is Major General Reginald Neal. He is the Deputy Commanding General, Mobilization and Reserve Affairs. Major General Reginald Neal, I present to you an audience who's all ears and looking forward to your remarks. Come to the podium, sir, and welcome. Welcome to the parade.
This is fine, thank you. First of all, as I was listening to the children's choir, the choir of the young Americans, as I listened to the veterans, as I listened to these distinguished gentlemen, I was just humbled. And I was thinking, why in the heck do I have to follow such honor, such history? And I'm just so proud and privileged to be here in each of your presence. Longevity, 100 years. I think the gentleman here is 101. He's the baby in the group. 102, 103 years old. I had an aunt from a little town Ludowici, Georgia. She was my Aunt Juanita. She lived to be 99. And we used to ask her the secret to longevity, and she used to say that every mother's son and every father's daughter, until the age of 21, should drink nothing but cold water. After that, they may drink tea, but nothing any stronger. And if all would agree with me, they live a great deal longer. And she was a product of that generation. She didn't serve in the military, but like so many we mentioned earlier, she worked in the factories in Detroit making airline parts and contributing to the war effort, like so many. And we applaud her, and I applaud you. To the previously mentioned guests, visitors, I say it is an honor and a privilege to be here today. I recognize and acknowledge the significance of this historic place and the people that I'm surrounded with on this stage and out in the audience. I am truly humbled to be found worthy to stand before you and commemorate the sacrifice and enduring legacy of our military veterans, not only those, but those throughout the community who answered the call at a moment's notice to respond to the unthinkable, a sudden and deliberate attack on our homeland. Each and every one true heroes and true national treasures. So many have passed on, yet we are blessed to have those who remain here and grace us with your presence, living legacies. To those who are here in person and to those who are not able to attend but are still alive, I want to say thank you from a grateful nation. We honor you today and present you with our blessings as flowers while you yet still live. I arrived here on Oahu exactly 3 years ago today. After previously being stationed at Fort Bliss as commander of JTF North, and I fully expected that after 30 and a half years of service over 3 decades, that was going to be my last assignment. One day I received a call that would change my life forever. The call was notification that I was selected to serve in the Pacific Theater. And like so many others who had not lived here or served in the Pacific, I had only a basic understanding of the environment, the people, the rich history, and the culture of the islands. However, I was even more surprised that I was not aware of the prevailing sense of patriotism and duty to country that is woven in the fabric here in Hawaii, woven within its citizens, those who live here, especially on Oahu. Like most Americans and people around the world, when I thought of Pearl Harbor, the first thing that came to mind when you think about World War II was Franklin Delano Roosevelt's Day of Infamy speech. And that speech was 6.5 minutes, by the way, and I pledged not to exceed that time in my remarks. But as a military officer with no experience in the Pacific, I had to quickly develop an understanding of not only the area of operations, but also the role and importance of the people here, living here in this historic place. This is why the attack 8 decades ago was so significant. It not only targeted a consolidated Pacific Fleet and Air Force, but it struck at the core of our very existence in the East Pacific, our homeland. And to the people who live here, their homes, and their island, and their culture. The events of that fateful day 82 years ago are well chronicled. The details of the war that ensued are too vast for me to recount during my remarks. What I want to leave you with is that the connection to our people, to our homeland is strong. And the connection to the people on the island who live here, their connection with their land is sacred. The attack on December the 7th not only ignited an overwhelming military response, but it also awakened a national will that the world has never witnessed. Admiral Yamamoto's well-documented fear of awakening a sleeping giant with terrible resolve was soon realized. This awakening began right here on the island of Oahu with the many brave men and women who were guided not by long-range training plans. They were guided not by rehearsal of concept drills. They were not guided by detailed operation orders. They were compelled to rise and meet the circumstances before them simply by following their gut instincts and drawing from their will to help their fellow man. Today we remember the acts of American resilience and inner strength, despite the overwhelming events that shook this beautiful island and our country to its foundation. In the midst of chaos and destruction, the people on this piece of land, on this stage and in this audience, answered the call, and they answered it immediately, and they answered it with resolve. The American people, including our honored guests here today, weathered not only the initial onslaught of bombs and bullets, but the people of Hawaii and our nation also responded in the days, weeks, months, and years that followed, by rising and defending the principles of freedom and democracy for millions across the Pacific and around the world. If you think these words are simple platitudes, I will just share a quick story about two gentlemen I met yesterday, Sergeant John Cole and Corporal Augustus Donaldson. They traveled from the UK to be here in Hawaii on Pearl Harbor Day. I had the pleasure of meeting these gentlemen yesterday at Pearl Harbor for a tour of Pearl Harbor and the USS Arizona Memorial. Staff Sergeant Cole's father was a sergeant in the UK's Royal Army. During World War II, he was captured and held in a German POW camp for 5 years before being liberated by Patton's Third Army. His father and the family have felt forever indebted to the United States and our service members for fighting for and defending the ideals that we hold sacred. Most importantly, giving others around the world hope. Hope for what could be, hope for what can be. Sergeant Cole was so proud to visit Pearl Harbor as a beacon of freedom and hope he traveled so far to see. On behalf of our country, I accepted his acknowledgement on behalf of his dear father and his family. However, I told him that we expect no thanks. Only thing we ask that you do as our veterans have done, those who have died before us have done, and that is to pass the gift of freedom forward to the next generation. President Ronald Reagan, during his 1987 inaugural address, said freedom is a fragile thing and is never more than a generation away from extinction. It's not ours by inheritance. It must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation. For it comes only once to a people. And those in world history who have known freedom and then lost it will have never known it again. The overarching message today is about commitment and sacrifice that began on this fateful day 82 years ago. It has resonated and changed the world. The actions of those on this stage and the audience, the military and civilians at Pearl Harbor and on this island, set the tone for a national response until the end of the war. Our service members and fellow citizens continue this tradition on this day of service to country, nation, and their fellow man. Today we gather not only to commemorate the sacrifice of those who died on this anniversary, but also celebrate the service of those who made a difference and changed the world in the months and years following. The actions of our military and those at Pearl Harbor and across this island exemplify the very best of our country. Their actions represent the best of who we are and what we stand for. This is worth honoring, this is worth remembering, this is worth celebrating. Mahalo for being here today and to honor our greatest generation and their impact on the world. They answered a call to a cause greater than themselves, and they did it willingly, they did it quickly, and without question. May God bless and keep each of you. May God continue to bless our country and those who protect our freedom. This we'll defend.
Thank you, sir. Major General Reginald Neal. And by the way, you pointed out the junior centenarian here. I want you to tell everybody once again, what is your name and where are you from?
Herbert Elfring from Jackson, Michigan.
And who is this lady next to you?
Say again. This is my daughter Carol.
Hello, I'm Carol DeVos, and I actually am from Fort Worth, Texas now, so shout out for all the Texans.
All right, shout out for all the Texans, right on. I just wanted to make sure the front row centenarian, especially when you brought up the junior of the three of them, got this proper recognition. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, with Major General Reginald Neal's wise remarks with rich history and motivation for the youth and for our future, he's given us the marching orders and the inspiration for saying, on with the show, this is it. The 13th annual Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade, ladies and gentlemen, is set to begin in T-minus 45 minutes right there on King Kalakaua Avenue. With that, I need to make a final remark right here that to all the veterans and all the families, we want to salute you, we honor you. We're going to conclude the opening ceremony today, inviting all of you to enjoy the Marine Forces Pacific Band and their performance of the Armed Forces Medley. They will be followed by our official Pearl Harbor Mass Band as they perform God Bless America. By the way, after the performance, we're going to be inviting all the parade participants to wait for our veterans to leave the stage, so you can then be dismissed to follow your tour manager to the parade route. Mr. Chairman, any other final remarks? I'll turn it over to the Marine Band, and then we'll take it from there, ladies and gentlemen. Give up a nice round of applause for the greatest generation, our speakers, our program. The opening ceremony is a wrap. Marine Band, take it away. Thank you. See you on the floor. Thank you.
Just relax. Take it out. Take it out. Good job. You made it. Shh, don't talk.
Ryan, how'd they do?
Oh, it was awesome. For the amount of bands, it sounded great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, good job, guys. Way to go, Eagle Point.
Yeah.
Good job, coach, slash instructor.
Mahalo.
Hi, Dad.
Taylor, say hi.
Hey.
You want to say hi to Mom and Dad?
What's up, Mom and Dad?
Hello.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
All right. And with that, we bid you adieu for a few minutes anyway. Okay.
Hi, Mom.